grab a pool noodle and cut it lengthwise. I'm going to open this up and slide it onto the edge of my bookshelf. I want to decorate this for the Christmas season. I'm starting with evergreen picks, and I'm just going to slide them right into the pool noodle. If they don't go in super easy, I can always poke a hole first and then slide the pick in. I'm choosing to do a combination of evergreen and red flowers with a little bit of sparkle at the end, but you can do this with any variety of Christmas picks that you want. I'm just going to keep filling this in until I can't see the noodle anymore. I love that this looks full and amazing for Christmas, but it is not permanent. I can slide this noodle off when I'm done. I can store it away and use it again next year. I hope this inspired you to make something for Christmas with a pool noodle.
Pool noodles aren't just for the swimming pool. Grab a pool noodle from your dollar store, measure it to 24 inches, and cut it with a serrated knife. You will also need a cheap broom with a wood handle, or you can use an old one from your broom closet. With a hand saw, carefully saw the broom handle at the 24-inch mark. Take this piece of broom handle and push it into the center of your cut pool noodle. Choose your favorite color palette of shatterproof Christmas ornaments in both large and small sizes. With a hot glue gun, start to glue the larger ornaments to the side of the pool noodle and around its perimeter. As you glue, hold each ornament in place for a couple of seconds as the glue cools. Angle the tip of the ornament downward and toward the pool noodle so it's not seen from the top. As you add ornaments, glue to both the pool noodle and to the ornaments beside it. Be sure to apply glue to the ornaments and not directly onto the pool noodle, as the noodle will melt from the direct heat. After all the ornaments have been glued, cut smaller pieces from the Christmas picks and glue them into spaces between the ornaments. If you still have some obvious spaces between ornaments, you can stuff some green moss into the cracks to cover them. Display your ornament centerpiece with some fresh or faux greenery underneath it, and splendidly decorate any tabletop for Christmas.
Before all the summer stock is put away, make sure you scoop up a pool noodle. So to begin my project, I had these 4 brass candlesticks that I picked up at a thrift store a long time ago, and I'm going to take my pool noodle and I'm just going to lay it across and eyeball it up and then cut my pool noodle where I want it. I want about 2 to 3 inches hanging off each end of the sides of the candlesticks. And then I'm going to take some zip ties and I'm going to put 2 together just so they're a little bit longer, and I'm going to zip tie the 2 pieces of the pool noodle around the candlesticks. So you want to go in between each candlestick to make sure that the pool noodles are secure and wrapped around them nice and tight. Then I'm going to come in with some Christmas tree branches that I just peeled off an old Christmas tree and saved them for various DIYs, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick them into the pool noodles. I don't need to cover the whole pool noodles just yet, but I'm just going to start with that. And then I'm going to come in with some greenery picks that I picked up last year at my local Dollar Tree. These ones are some frosted berry ones, and I'm just going to shove them in and around the candlesticks. I'm also going to trim off some smaller pieces. You want to work with larger and smaller pieces just to make sure it's not too clunky. Then I'm going to come in with this gold glitter eucalyptus. I also got this at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to poke in a few pieces. Once I have it the way I like it, I'm going to go ahead and shove in more greenery to fill in all the holes and gaps. And then I'm going to finish it off with just a little bit more of the gold eucalyptus in the spots where I just need a little bit of more glitter and glam. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take these gold taper candles that I got at a dollar store, and I'm going to set them into the candlestick holders. And then this is my finished Christmas centerpiece. So this is just a unique, inexpensive way that you can make a Christmas centerpiece. I got the majority of the supplies from the dollar store, so it didn't cost me a lot, and I used a lot of the greenery from an old Christmas tree. So I really hope this inspires you to get creative this Christmas and repurpose some things that you have laying around to make a stunning centerpiece.
Let's create some Christmas decor using ornament balls and pool noodles. Start by connecting the ends of the pool noodles using duct tape. Place the end of each pool noodle on the sides of a piece of duct tape that is about 12 inches long. Simply roll the noodles onto the tape and secure. Now, connect the other ends to create a complete circle with the pool noodles and duct tape those ends together. Now, sometimes pool noodles don't want to cooperate. If they don't want to twist or bend, just manipulate the pool noodles a little bit and they will become a little more pliable. Next, create a hanger. Cut a piece of rustic wire or wire that is covered with jute or other protective material that is about 25 inches long. Fold that in half. Slip this under the pool noodle so the loop is on one side. Bring the tails of the wire up and over the pool noodle and twist several times around the loop. This will create a secure hanger. Start gluing the ornament balls to the outer perimeter of the pool noodle circle with the top of the ornament facing down. So once it's glued to the side, you don't see that top tip from the front of the wreath. Now, here is a tip to consider. Don't put the glue directly on the pool noodle because the pool noodle will melt. Instead, put the glue on the ornament and let it cool for just a couple of seconds before attaching the ornament to the outside of the pool noodle. Once you place it on the pool noodle, hold it in place for a few seconds to let the glue cool and to make sure that it is secure. As you add ornaments and continue around the circle, you're going to want to put a little bit of glue in between the ornaments. This just helps to secure the ornaments even more so that nothing is going to fall off the wreath when it is finished. Have fun mixing and matching the colors of ornaments that you use. You just kind of place them in a design that works for you. Continue gluing around the entire pool noodle circle. Once the outside is done, start to glue ornaments to the inside of the circle. If you like, you can stop after you have glued one complete inside circle. Now, I want my wreath to be pretty hefty and full of ornaments, so I'm gluing an additional circle of ornaments. Just glue the one ornament to the other and hold in place until it is cooled. Once the outside and inside perimeter of the pool noodle circle is glued with ornaments, start to fill in the middle. This is when your wreath really starts to take shape. Once most of the pool noodle surface is covered, start to glue smaller sized ornaments to fill in the gaps. You can take it one step further and glue small picks of greenery or other Christmas picks to fill in the gaps. This just adds some more texture and interest to the ornament wreath. And now you have a dramatic and breathtaking Christmas wreath. Hang your wreath on a window outdoors as a spectacular Christmas wreath masterpiece. I hope you enjoyed this Christmas wreath project.
To start this project, you're going to need pool noodles, and the number of pool noodles that you'll need will depend upon how many of this project you're going to make. So I found these cute baskets at Dollar Tree, and how I'm going to determine how many noodles I need is by standing the noodles up inside the basket. And then I'm going to continue doing this until I know how many will fit in here, and after that I'll determine what I'm going to do next. Next, I'm going to decide how tall I want this first piece to be. I'm going to mark it with a Sharpie. And now I'm going to cut this with a serrated knife. Now I place both of these in the basket and determine how tall I want the second one to be. I'll mark that, cut that, and I'll continue doing that until I have all the pool noodles that I need to make this basket full. Now that I have all of the pool noodles that I need for the basket, I'm going to go ahead and organize them in the shape that I want. Now I placed a rubber band to hold them all into place. I'm going to carefully take that out of the basket now, and I'm going to take my hot glue gun and glue them together so they'll stay in place. So I'll just, for each noodle, give it some glue, and then I'll be able to remove the rubber band and it won't need to stay there. While that's drying, I'm going to put a tea light on the top of each noodle and draw a circle around it with a pen. Now I'm going to be using a small razor blade, but you could still use your serrated knife if you prefer. And I'm just going to cut around the circle. So we're not going to leave this in yet, but I just want to show you how that fits in there. And you can decide how deep you want it. So if you want it to be flush, you can easily make that deeper if you want to. So for this next step, you're going to need a cool glue gun. And the reason I say this is hot glue guns, the glue gets hotter and stays hot longer, but it also melts styrofoam. So what I'm gonna do next is I just wanna run some glue along here, maybe some bubbles, and what I'm trying to do is create some drips. So here's a closer look at what that hot glue looks like on the noodles once it cools. So it's just drippy. Now it's time to take this outside and give it a little paint. Now I'm gonna paint them with Rust-Oleum metallic gold paint. I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry completely before moving on. Now that the paint is dry, I've placed it inside the basket, and I'm going to take this ribbon and wrap it around it, and then just hot glue it in the back. And now I'm gonna add the tea lights. Here it is in my entryway, and I'm thrilled with how it turned out. I hope this inspires you to make some pool noodle candles of your own.